I see some familiar names, and that's awesome.
Awesome sauce. Zoe, I see Zoe. Hey, girl, hey. All right, welcome to EC Head Consulting Wednesday Night Notary Nuggets. I'm so happy that all of y'all are here. Keep coming in. We love it. Okay, we want to remind you that EC Head Consulting does classes monthly for loan signing agents as well as Notary 101. This weekend, we will have workshop 2 and 3. That's an advanced class. So if you have not taken Notary 101 or workshop 1, please circle back around. Notary 101 starts May 1st. So we want to see you there. Hello, hello. Everyone is saying hello. Tonight, we have a special guest. Now, is it Tamar or Tamar?
It's Tamar.
Tamar, okay.
So is it Tamar like Tamar like
She said Tamar, so it's not Tamar Braxton. And she had the name first because she's obviously a little, more seasoned than Tamar. Okay, you had it first. All right. So yes. We have the pleasure of having Tamar Jackson on tonight to talk about the pros and cons of e-notary. And I'm just going to tell you a little backstory. I needed e-notarization for my virtual mailbox that I had. And so she popped up on my screen, y'all. That's how I met her. And so I said, you need to come and talk about this. So she said, yes. Isn't that amazing? Small world. Okay, so I'm gonna read her bio and then we're gonna let her take on what we all came to hear. Y'all didn't come to hear me. So she was born in New York, raised in Texas, lives in Dallas-Fort Worth area with her husband, Michael. They are bona fide and empty nesters. No children, no pets in the home, not even a goldfish. Honey, I want to be like
my kind of woman.
Okay, I'm trying to get like you. Okay. A servant at heart, she loves problem solving, relentless, and committed to meeting the needs of others. To combat the dullness of retirement life, she received her commission as a Texas notary public, became a field inspector and a vendor in e-commerce. Thoroughly enjoys being a notary public, has served over 300 plus general notarial acts and seeking to expand into loan mortgage signing agent sector. So you in the right field, you in the right company, honey, because we can get you right there. Okay. 6-year client operations consult, 15-year pharmacy research analyst, 20-year certified pharmacy technician, currently taking courses to obtain medical coding license. So she's busy. Thank you for blessing us tonight because you're busy. Okay. She believes that your business is your business. Operate the way you see fit. Snap, snap. I added the snap.
Oh, no.
So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. So the last few words that Tamika mentioned, your business is your business, operated the way you see fit. I do see that to be, I think it's a mantra that every business owner should live by. And I kind of adopted that particular motto for the business is because I found myself wanting to have what I saw others have in this business. I saw the success, I saw the money, but after a few months, I still didn't see the growth I expected that they had, right? But then, anyway, that's when I realized, you know what, Tamara, you gotta look at your business and operate it the way you see fit. So that's how I ended up adopting that motto. All right. So again, yes, hello everyone. My name is Tamar Jackson, and I am a remote online notary. So Tamika did mention that we met, and I did an e-notarization for her, but I do have to share how actually e-notarization is actually different from remote online, and I know those two phrases or terms get tossed, especially if you read a lot of articles on remote online notary, or if you're doing your research on what remote online notary is. Because actually with e-notarization, I know some of you probably already know that actually e-notarization is where you the notary as and the signer are actually in the same space, sharing the same air, and you're basically electronically notarizing a document on a device such as a laptop or a tablet. Whereas with remote online notary,
It's not a type. Hold on. Get your face.
I got him. Go ahead.
okay, all right. So, but of course with remote online notary, that is where you, the notary, are in a different space, whereas the signer is, possibly in another space in another location, right? So you're not sharing the same area, not sharing the same space. But I mean, not to I hope they didn't. Oh, okay, sorry. So yeah. So anyway, I am a remote online notary, and so I have been asked to share my experience of this journey, right? And so how I started in becoming a remote online notary was definitely because of the pandemic, right? And so I saw that it is first a safe way to notarize documents, right? And it's secure and it's convenient. But my main reason for getting into remote was because it's safe. You're not sharing space with anyone. There's no physical interaction, but yet you're able to still um, serve someone's notarial needs or notarial requests. So yeah, that was my reason for getting into Run. So let's start with the pros. And as I've stated before, the three top bullets for me or the pros were because again, it is safe, it is secure, and it is convenient, right? And it's also, cost effective or efficient because if when you look at mobile notary, for mobile notary, there, for the most part, every mobile notary has a travel fee, right? A convenience travel fee. And that can actually start at $25 for some. I know for me, that is my fee. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Hey, I'm Liz Head, EC Head.
I know.
But I have a question for you as far as the guests who are on here tonight. I see one question in the chat already. What's your preference? Can they ask questions as you go along, or would you prefer that they wait until the end to ask their questions? And if so, well, if you want the questions now, Tamika will manage the chat and let you know when there is a question. So what's your preference? We will do whatever you're comfortable with.
Yes, I'm actually more comfortable with asking questions as we go along.
Good.
So
Because you have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Tamika, you want to, first of all, everybody was saying, hey, y'all. Then Martina M has a question in here. Okay. And then Dantrail Sim said IPN, right? What does that mean?
IPN.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
see, y'all see how she asked me to manage the chat and then she managed it on her own? Don't you love working with family? Like, it's the best. So Martina says, would you request for your client to mail to you the original documents for comparison?
To mail their legal document to me?
Yes.
Is that the question? No, I do not ask for a client to mail. It's strictly, there's no, printing involved. It's strictly online. And so, when that client books an appointment, I meet them online to look at the document and make sure that the document is legit. So I think, okay, so what I'm assuming is that you're asking, do I prefer them to mail to validate the document that I'm notarizing online? Is that what?
Hi there.
Okay.
Basically, for, maybe some possibility of fraud, let's say, or as you said before, for legal documents. And because it's well, for us, it's a very new thing. So I actually had someone pose the question before me to actually look at just mostly the signature, because I know that I don't know, it's a very gray area. So I don't know if I posed it correctly.
Can I ask Martina a question? What state are you in?
Buffalo.
You're in the state of Buffalo. You're in the state of New York.
New York.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, when you talk about having people mail you documents, now you may want to check your New York state laws, but basically you as a notary, whether it's traditional or whether it's electronic, you're not to maintain any personal information of the people that you're notarizing a document, notarizing signatures. Okay. So you would not have anybody mail you anything at all, because you do not want to have their personal information stored somewhere in your personal space.
That is correct.
Yes, yes, that makes sense. Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
And we have another one.
Okay.
What is the secure way for clients to send, parentheses, email you the document safe portal?
Right. And so, yeah, great question. Because so I actually am affiliated with some platforms that have their own security fences, because other than that, you should not have your client to just simply email you a document to notarize, because again, it's not secure. Using your average everyday Gmail or Juno or any other regular email, they're just not secure enough to have your client to send them the document that way. So you definitely want to affiliate yourself with the platforms. I don't want to list them, but affiliate yourself with a platform that does allow remote online notary, and then you will send your client that way. And the platform that I use is very simple. I have them I receive their email, because it's all through the booking that they do on my website. And so with that email, I send them a link from my affiliated platform, send it over to their email account. With that is when they will upload their document, which is all secure, goes back through the platform. And that is when we then meet by web conference, and we go from there with notarizing the document.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and so going back to what I wanted to go back to Martina's question regarding the validation of a document and fraud detecting, because you mentioned signatures. I heard Martina mention signatures and wanted to validate signatures. And for the most part, as a notary, you are to just, you look at your document that they have, the ID that they submitted for identification, right? And then once they do apply their signature, that is when I take that extra step to look at that signature and look at that ID again to make sure the signatures are very close in writing. And that's when I feel comfortable with moving forward with then applying my signature and then my seal, the notary seal. So that is one form of detecting fraud. Yeah, other than that, it's, sometimes a fraudster, right, sadly, they will find their way to work around it some kind of way. They just do. But yeah, that's now. Any other questions right now?
Yeah, we have one more.
I wanted to just make sure that we all understand this is for general notary work, correct?
That is correct, yes.
This is general notary work only that she's doing under the remote online notarization. However, I'm going, as I say in our classes and on the videos or whatever, we don't want to sleep on general notary work. So what she's sharing with you tonight is how lucrative general notary work can be just like loan signings. And there's money to be made with that, but the good thing is you can do it sitting in your house. The loan part of it is not quite ready. They're doing what's called some hybrids, which is part of it is done by remote, but there's still, someone is still going out with paper. It's just not as much. So let's make sure that we understand that tonight it is focusing on doing general notary work remotely.
Yes.
And if you intend to be in this business for any length of time, you need to get on board with the remote online notarization, because that is the way it is going.
That is true. That is so true, because I just finished attending a 3-day run, first ever run summit, actually, remote online notary summit. And today was the last day. And that was, there were several lending companies as well as escrow companies in that summit that mentioned what you're saying, Ms. Liz, that it is going that way. Loan signing, real estate packages, it is eventually will be going online. And so why not start now in general notary work, so that you'll have the skills there, you already have the know-how of some of these some platforms on how to notarize a loan package. And not only that, but how to interact with people online on a web conference versus in person, because there is a difference, because there's technology that's involved. And so sometimes you have to instruct someone how to operate their own device. Sometimes it comes to that point where you really have to, it's a little bit more, can be a little bit more complex when you're working with someone web by web. But again, it's all about developing your skills. So it is, as Ms. Liz said, it is smart to probably go ahead and jump in this doing general notary work, so that when real estate does really hop onto the online platforms, you'll have a foundation. You'll already be ready and prepared. That's true. So Dantrell, I saw a question.
Yeah, you have a few. You want me to read them?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
The first one is Kim C. Is it best to get LSA before doing remote online notary? So we kind of like touched on that. So we're doing general right now. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Dantrell, are you wanting to do general
Hold
notary?
on. I'm sorry. One other thing. Just to take that question, that answer a little bit further, before you attempt to do any of this online, be it general notary or be it loan signings, you need to understand and get your training on the traditional notarization before you start trying to do remote. Because as she said, you're going to have to help the clients with some of this stuff. And if you don't understand what you're doing, then you're not going to be able to help them. So I encourage you to get your Notary 101 training, as well as your loan document training from somewhere. If it's not with EC Head, go somewhere, as long as you're trained, because you want to make sure you are able to provide excellent customer service to the people you're serving. And the online stuff, you're going to be nervous anyway. Well, some people will. So you don't want lack of knowledge to be one of the things that's going to prevent you from providing that excellent customer service. Now I'm done. I ain't saying nothing else.
She telling stories. She got, listen, boy, that takeover spirit is live and well tonight. Do you hear me? She got it good. But anyway, I'm gonna go back over here to the chat. Is that okay, ma'am?
I'm turning my camera off and my mic.
Okay, so we have a comment that just says, love the hybrids. Dantrell said, I believe the customer service part is increased. Patina, what is the best platform that offers a business for you to the signing? And Tashara said, know your notary laws. So you
Oh,
can.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's hit the last one first. Yes,
Okay.
definitely know your notary laws. That is so helpful because the platforms, the remote online platforms, the employer platforms. I don't know if some of you are familiar with that, but in the remote online notary sector, there is independent, and that's what I am, an independent remote online notary. However, I also do work for a platform, just one for right now, and I notarize documents for their clients. And you do still have to know your statutes and your state laws, because you can't come across where you're notarizing for someone say in another state, actually in another state, and in one state the statute allows, for an example, it requires, I believe a notary has to, even though you're not notarizing a particular document, this form will ask for the notary to just apply their signature without even, but you're not actually notarizing. But in Texas, I forget the form. This is a bad example because I can't even think of the form. But in Texas, you're not, as a notary, you're not supposed to apply your signature there. But that's a whole nother thing. Sorry about that. But yeah, it is still, but to go back to that statement, you definitely have to know your laws, because these platforms are not going there. It's not their responsibility. Therefore, they're not going to
Right.
put you, take you to the side and say, hey, this is not what you should do in your states. They're not going to take out the time to do that, because it's not their responsibility. As a notary, it is
That's your
your
responsibility.
Yeah,
Right.
your due diligence to know your state law. So that was a great statement. Could you go back and
Yeah.
add
What is the best platform that offers a business for you to do signings?
loan signings? Is that the question?
Patina?
No, general notary.
Oh, general notary work, the best platform, and I learned as of today out of the summit that I attended, there are now 40 remote online notary platforms. So to tell you what is the best, I can't tell you what is the best. And I hesitate to mention the platform that I work on because I just don't want I don't think it's wise for me to tell you. But you can email me and I can let you know what platform I work with. I have been with them for 4 months, and it's kept me occupied because, again,
Okay.
I am somewhat a retiree. I am a retiree, and I just want to. And again, I moved into being a notary so that I can stay busy, And so I chose this platform that I'm on because it keeps me busy. But yeah, to answer the question, which is the best, you would have to actually do your own due diligence and just go through, reach out to each platform, either by their website, and even some of them, you can reach out to them, through their support team, and they'll get back with you instantly with any type of questions you may have, even with their commission, a list of their commissions and all that. So, but yeah, you would have to do your own. I hate to just list some platforms or a platform and tell you, hey, this is the best one, and come to find out with you,
It was
may not be
garbage.
Exactly. So I just hate to put myself in that situation for you to hate me later because I gave you a trash platform to use. So don't want to do that. But yeah. Right now there's 40 of them. So definitely you start doing your research and see which ones work for you, because all the commissions are different, the operation times are different. They're all just different, and it just depends on your schedule and how that works out for you.
Okay. A comment, it's legal malpractice to perform notarizations without knowing your state notary laws. Dentro, and some documents you can't notarize online. They all have different ways of doing things, and some have features that others don't. So I guess he's talking about the different platforms. Correct, Dentro?
Yeah. Is that right, Dentro? Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to expound on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I just noticed that they all have different ways of doing things and different price ranges, and So it's really like up to you to really just decide whether or not you want to spend money on that, you know, if they have what you're looking for. But there's a lot of information out there, a lot of,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And
yeah.
speaking of, and you know what? Speaking of money, that was actually, as far as the money you'll spend out to operate on the platform. That's actually, it was actually a bullet point under my cons list for the most part, because whoo, these platforms can charge per month an upwards of 300 just to use their platform. And so starting out, if you know, being a small business starting out, you know, is there 300 profit in your business account to, and if there's 300, if there's only $300 in your profit in your business account right now, then it's definitely not a choice to make, right? But then you also will have some other platforms that are way more feasible, way more feasible. There's no upstart cost. You just bring your client onto their platform and begin to sign. They'll take a small portion, or some of them are small portions, some of it is half, but they'll take their own, they'll take their part, and then you get your commission from that. So yeah, so that is, I'm glad you brought that up, Dentra, because that is a great point to consider. Again, when you go out and research your platforms, you know, it's weighing the pros and cons and making sure that it is cost effective for you at the time of when you're establishing your business. So that's very good point. There was one more question. I don't think
At
I
the
answered.
top, because I see a new one now. You want me to, okay, so the another question, where did you get your training from for Ron? And I'll search for the other question.
Okay, so I don't know if I should.
Go ahead, girl. We all family.
Let's start.
Your mic is off, ma'am.
I know, I was trying not to speak. That's one that I think it might be, if you liked your training.
Okay.
That you got, then please share that, because that's only going to help the company that you used, because there are some people on here that will go there because that's where you went. However, you put a disclaimer on there. It worked for you.
There we go.
Everybody's different. Do your research to determine where you want to get your training from. She's going to tell you, I hope she's going to tell you where she got hers and what she liked about it and what she didn't like about it. Good, bad, and ugly, right? Can you do that?
Right. Yes.
Are you comfortable doing that?
I'm comfortable with sharing the good. If you want to know, I don't mind telling you in private about the not so good, but I don't mind sharing the good. Okay, so the run training that I took is through a Signing Agent Basics has a sector in their program that is run, and it's actually based off of, and it's taught by independent remote notary. Oh, it was quite a while ago. Okay, but the Kendra Williams Signing Agent Basics is where I took up my run.
She's awesome. She's awesome.
Is that the lady with the gray braids?
Yes, the pretty lady.
We love her.
Yes, with the gray hair, and she always has it swooped around, and she always looks so gorgeous. Yes. She has good information.
Yes, yeah. So it was definitely in depth. It was a very good, okay, let me go back. It was definitely in depth, but also you left with a lot of tools to market yourself, because being an independent notary, you have to know how to market yourself and where to market yourself, right? But there's also scripts given on how to market yourself, right? Where if it's an email or a letter. And so, yeah, that was definitely a good training ground for me through Kendra Williams. Kendra Williams Signing Agent Basics.
Yep. She's got some great videos. If you want to get a feel for what she does, how she does it, who she hires to do her run training, Go watch some of her videos.
Mhm.
I love her. And she's so energetic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
Mhm.
That's for sure. You'll definitely leave motivated. Motivated for days.
Erica, you got your hand up. You know we don't play that. And then it's right next to your door, your brown door. So I was like, oh, that's a hand.
Oh.
Hey, Erica Williams. Oh my goodness. Hi.
Hey, lady. Yeah, your marvelous married ladies are in the house. Shanitra,
Oh,
Lisa,
really?
Jack. Yeah, they're here supporting you.
Oh my gosh.
Look, Erica brought you some friends.
Yes, she did. Oh, okay.
They're hiding.
I'm
They're
glad
here.
I got.
They're hiding.
Yeah, I'm glad I got tissue to buy. Oh my gosh.
My question is, can you talk a little bit more about your fees? Because like you said, general notary in person, we can charge travel fees, or is it a flat fee? How do you determine what you're going to charge online?
Okay, so I can only share.
You don't have to tell me how much, but you know.
Got it. All right. So what I can share from within the state of Texas, I was just on the website today. I have not, because I wanted to see if there's been any changes or updates, right, with with laws. And as far as traveling fee, I have not seen, and someone can correct me, I have not seen a limitation of what you can charge for travel, right?
That's true.
So, but of course your general notary fee cannot exceed $6. For what I've seen right now on the website, it's still $6
until we get to the Senate. Okay, we need to see more people there. There was only 5 of us talking to the House. Oh, excuse me, 6.
Oh.
We need hundreds. We need to look like the nursing home people did. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, well, there was the bill before us was about a nursing home bill, and it started at 8 and it went on till lunchtime. That's how many people were there in opposition of that bill, and that's what we need to happen for us when we go to talk to the Senate.
So
but we don't want you to be in opposition.
Well, yeah,
we want you to agree because we want an increase in our fees from $6 to $10. So we need that. We should, and it has not. We expect that bill to pass because there was no opposition to our bill. However, I looked today and it has not yet been passed in the House. It's still pending. We expect it to pass in the House, but then it'll go to the Senate where you go through the same thing to get them to approve it.
Got it.
Everybody, if you can't go, pick up the phone, call your senator, tell him you want this to happen.
So there's over 500,000 notaries in the state of Texas alone.
Exactly, and there was only 6 that showed up.
Ooh, we got some work to do.
Yes, we do.
So that means when we go for the Senate trial, how many people are on here tonight? We got 39 people on here tonight. So we're gonna have at least 25%. Somebody tell me what 25 and 39 is.
You lost me.
So we want 10 people. Let's just say we want at least 10 people from this group to show up in Austin to say we want our money. You know, I had on a shirt, and when it was time for me to speak, I just said, look, I didn't feel the need because I just woke up anyway, because you know it was a long day. And I didn't expect it.
She ain't lying, y'all. She ain't lying. We were sitting in the front and she was asleep.
I went to sleep. I went to sleep. I didn't mean to, but you have to sit and through all of that. It was a lot for this old girl. So I thought, well, I'm good. When they called our bill number, I woke up. And then it's like, well, I got time to get myself together because I was the last one to register. So I'll be the last one to speak. How about they did it in reverse and called me first? I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm going to get up here with my sleep voice. But I just got up and I said, because the lady had already said what the bill was about and stuff. So I just said, basically, we are essential. We are significant. We haven't had a raise in 20 years. and I had on a shirt that said, "Pay me." I just stepped from behind the podium. I opened my jacket and I said, "You see this?" They were looking at me. I said, "Pay me." And they just roared and they wanted my shirt. I wanted to take it off and give it to them, but it wouldn't fit.
Oh my goodness.
So if we show up, because there were 6 of us, I'm gonna shut up in a minute. There were 6 of them, but this is important because it's about your money. This is about your money. So if you show up, you don't necessarily have to speak,
Right.
but you're gonna register so that they know you are there. And then afterwards, of course, we get in our little group and then they see how many of us are there. And see, you are voters. So you want to tell your senator what you want, or you ain't gonna vote for him again.
Yes.
Yeah,
We want our money. Pay me.
that's right.
I'm so sorry, Tamara. I'm so sorry. You know what? I'm gonna leave.
Don't
You're gonna leave, right? Okay, so before you continue, we had a few people asking when is the next meeting. We don't know yet, but if you in our Facebook group or you follow us, as soon as we know, you will know, because we would really like to have more supporters. Kim C says she's been calling and posting. Thank you, Kim.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. And Patina said Mr. Martin didn't post it in time for the group for her to go. So just be following his group, follow ours too, and we'll try, like we said, as soon as we know, because it was kind of last minute for us too. We found out like what, a week before. So it's not going to be like months that it's really, last minute.
Right. But you know it's coming.
Right.
And what we did, well, we started posting that it was coming. And then we found out that it was going to be heard on a
Monday.
Thursday. Was it the Thursday or Friday of the week before?
Right.
It was happening the next Wednesday. So there isn't a lot of time, from the time it's posted when it's going to be. But again, if you can't go, pick up that phone. Use that phone. Patina, you're in Martin's group, but you're in my group too. So you get out, you instead of just staying in Martin's group, hop on over to my group every once in a while. Hop on over.
And you can also testify online, something that Liz neglected to tell me, because I sure would have been online. So if you don't want to come, you can ask to testify via Zoom. So you don't have to come to Austin, but please make your voice heard.
I didn't know that, Mika. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We took over your thing, didn't we? Tomorrow we took over your thing.
No, this is your platform. What do I have to complain about?
Girl, no, this is your night though. I'm sorry. I get excited about us getting more money.
I understand. I'm all about that too, for sure.
So back to my question.
What did you say, Erica?
Back to my question, because I didn't get my answer to my question. But I love y'all.
Look, watch this. Watch this.
Mm-hmm. She'll be back.
Yeah.
But so
Erica,
you're saying because you don't travel, you can only charge that state fee? Because you don't travel? Is that what you're saying?
Only charge the state fee on online?
Your notarization fee, the $6 minimum, maximum.
So
because you don't travel, because you're at home. That's my confusion.
Oh, got it. Yeah. So no, actually Texas allows a online transaction fee, which you cannot charge more than $25. So that they do have a limit on that. And I looked at that today again, just to make sure that I wasn't going to misquote or say anything. But yes, at the Texas Secretary of State website, there is a allowable online transaction fee of $25 outside of your that max $6 notary fee. So add that together is $31, and that's just for one signature and one seal. So if you do have a document that requires more than one signature, there is actually a list, on the Texas SOS website that tells you can apply. You can charge this amount for any additional fee, right? So, you know, of course, for a single document with one seal, one signature, is $31. That's I mean, you know, it's no secret. It is $31. But then, of course, when you add up that you an additional signatures, then it's more. So but are you getting to how lucrative?
How much did you make?
No, that answered my question.
Oh, okay, got it. Got it. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I want to know how much you make.
So, okay, see, it goes back to my motto though. Your business is your business. Operate the way you see fit, because I can give you a number and that's, for some, that's not suffice. You know, what I make is suffice, because what I make is
sitting at home.
What I'm doing is keeping me busy. So I'm liking that alone. And then of course the fact of that I'm learning as I go. I mean, learning different types of forms out there that needs to be notarized. Wasn't aware there's so many forms out there.
Oh my gosh.
That require notarization.
Yeah.
You know, I just was like, what? You know, just to get a car, you gotta get this notarized. Or, you know, some companies do require that, you know, some forms, you know, require notarizations, and you can't even have a transaction without that form being notarized. So yeah, I'm loving it all, as far as a learning ground and developing skills. But yeah, I'm not gonna.
Okay, so you can't tell me how much you make. So on a typical day, how many do you do? If you were just sitting there and say in an 8-hour day, if you chose, I don't know if you choose to sit there for 8 hours, how many would you actually do in a sitting?
Right. So I have done an 8-hour day. Will never ever do it again. I got so fatigued in doing it. I'm telling you, because their technology is involved. Okay, where do I start? Because technology is involved, you really do have to educate the signer. As far as you know, when I ask, you know, could you refresh your screen? Well, you know, how do I do that? And then so I'll pause, and I literally pause like that. Did I just hear you ask, how do you refresh your screen? So, but no, it's as simple as that. Going, you know, walking people through their own devices, right? And so imagine an 8-hour day. Not all of them are like that, but just two of those notarizations can really drain your day. It really can, because there's one I had one that literally should have only taken, according to the document, should have only taken 10 minutes, but it took 1 hour and 20.
Wow.
1 hour and 20 minutes, because I had to go through just step by step, telling them, you probably want to click on that pencil icon. The pencil icon is what allows you to edit your signature, allows you to edit your name, allows you to edit the date, just things like that. So, because speaking of going back to platforms, sometimes they have icons that they feel that the signer should know that a pencil icon is actually indicates that this is what you click on this to edit, you know. So it's just things like that. But yeah, I'll never do another 8-hour day, because they can get it fatigues me for sure. So I've cut it to 6.
Oh, that's still a lot.
And so it is a lot, right? Yeah. And so no, I cut it back to 6, and now I've cut it back to 4. So that's it. Because again, as I mentioned earlier, that not only do I have my own client to come in, but I do also work for a company notarizing their clients, right? And so out of that, it's 4 hours is the max that I can do. Because you're doing a lot of talking, a lot of explaining, a lot of educating, and that it can be draining. All in all, at the end of the day, you love it. You love that you supplied a service. You love that you were there to assist in helping them in providing a service. You know, that was, at the end of the day, it's wonderful. But at the end of the day, for me, I am still fatigued. And so I can chase the money and, you know, work 6 hours, 8 hours, maybe even 10. But I just refuse to do that because, yeah, by the 8th hour that day, my tongue literally got heavy, and my words, I began to fumble words. It was just, I knew this was not for me to work 8 hours.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then you have
But again,
people, that sign on and then type their birthday in wrong.
Oh, by yourself.
And I said, I did that. And you were like, well, I didn't. but you were so nice about it.
I get that. I get that too.
You were like, you were just so pleasant. You were like, okay, well, your ID says your birthday's on the 13th, but you typed in the 12th.
Yeah. And you know, yeah. But with you acknowledged it, and you fixed it. But you have others that would blame their computer. Oh, did my computer do that? It's like, yeah, no, it was you. You mistyped. But no, one funny story though, going back to technology, y'all. I hope I'm not driving you guys away to not becoming
not at all.
Notary. Okay, I hope not, because for the most part, I actually do have more pros than I do have cons. But there was one funny story I have where I asked for someone to retake their photo because it came out entirely too blurry for me to figure out what it was, right? So I asked them, and apparently they had assistance the first time in having someone to take their photo, because the second time they were only ones in the room, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I said, okay, we're gonna have to take this. We're gonna have to retake your photo. It just came out entirely too glary, right? Too blurry. So just take your photo, put it up in front of your webcam, and just click on capture, and we'll get a new photo. And so this particular person stood up and put their chest into the camera. And there's like, is that fine? And the question then they're asked, is that good? Is that good? I said, what? You need to sit down first and let me see your photo. I cannot see your photo. Actually, now I'm looking at your chest. Oh my God. Oh, what? And so it was just a whole thing. That took quite a while too, until they called assistance. They had to call someone, holler across the house to get someone to assist them. But we got it done. But yeah, it was, yeah. Going back to
funny.
Educating people about their own devices. That's just
right.
That's the kind of struggle a little hurdle that I have to hop over sometimes. But that's it.
Okay, we have some in the chat, and then we have Miss Horton with her hand up. So Miss Horton, you go first. Just come off mute.
Liz, she actually left.
She had her hand rose.
Hello?
Yes.
You guys hear me? Okay. Oh, yay, you hear me. Thank you. Okay. I have a question.
Okay.
I am a remote online notary, and I do have a couple of platforms. I have a platform that I do work for. Okay. But I haven't really ventured out on the ones where you go get your clients, because I'm simply confused about something. If that platform says like $25,
okay,
which is right for Texas plus the additional 6, but they don't have that additional 6.
Mm-hmm. And
if I advertise $31, which is the $25 for Texas and the $6 for the signature. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. 25 and 6.
Yes. So I'm confused is how what's confusing to me is how the platform is charging $25 and I will charge the $31. I can't figure that one out.
So the platform that I'm on, the signer pays a full $31. You're saying so the platform you're on?
It just says for like, say if they advertise $25 for notarizations. If you look on their website, $25 for notarizations. There's no additional $31. So when you add it up, So if I send them the link, and I put $31, they're going to see, well, why is this 25?
So I think I know which platform you're talking about, because they're open with their fees, right? The cost. And so what you see, that $25 is that fee is for the online platform.
Okay, got it. Got it.
So it's not clear. If I was a signer and I saw that, I would think to myself, oh, okay, so it's $25 just to get my document notarized.
Right.
In actuality, it's $25 to get your document notarized on this platform. Right. What is not revealed at the time or on that particular page you're on is there's an additional signature fee.
Right.
There's an additional fee.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Right.
That's how confusing that's becoming, because when I send the link,
okay,
you know, when you get the email and everything, they're gonna say, okay, $25. If I send them the link, they're gonna be like, I thought it said $25. No, ma'am, and that's hard to explain to them.
Oh, well, you know, actually, the way I explained it is what you saw, just as I explained it to you, what you saw is the platform fee, the fee that is charged to get your document notarized on this particular platform.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. However,
there's additional $6 fee.
There is a notary fee. There is a notary fee to notarize your document, which is $6.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how, and they've, you know, I've had no one to come back and say, wait, you know, explain that one more time. But
yeah, okay, so I get you. And I do where I work for a company, and yes, for other signers. I have been in technology for when I worked at when I worked in the middle school, and it is tiresome when you talk to people about their technology. You would think people would know. I've had a signer yesterday who asked me to help her with her iPhone, and I was like,
yes. Ma'am,
I really cannot show you, because if I were to get my phone, you know how much damage I could do to myself.
Right.
You know, and and I could just only guide her, but I guided her the best way I could. So that notarization took what only should have taken 10 minutes, took me 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I had to, like, when I was done, then you have to go into your journal and type everything and remember everything. Right. That's one good way to, like, a person, if a signer that could not figure out how to do something, that is a perfect way to place in your journal what the signer could not understand and how they got it. Because that one, when if you were ever to go back and say they want to know, well, what happened with notarization, you can tell them, okay, this what happened. But it is absolutely draining, because I have done it for like an 8-hour day, and man,
yeah, it's
like that worked the job.
I personally just don't recommend it. And you may feel that you have a lot of tenacity. It is different. It's just different. Yeah, you may not. Yeah, I just wouldn't advise it. I feel that I have a lot of energy, and I have even more energy when I speak with people and talk to people, and again, when I'm serving someone, but yeah, it doesn't carry you for the full 8 hours.
Yeah, and it doesn't. It's a lot of draining, and plus there are times there you will get rude people that want to force you to notarize something. And it was like, I had one the other day, and he wanted me to notarize something for a person who couldn't stand English. I can clearly see you're baiting him and you're telling him, you're guiding him what to say. And he was like, well, no, I'm not. I'm telling him in a different language, sir, I cannot do this notarization, because you're basically telling him, trying to understand what I'm telling him. I can't translate. Well, he was like, well, are you an English teacher? How would you know?
Oh, wow. Are you in Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
I was like, no, I'm not an English teacher, but I can see that he's not understanding what I'm saying.
Right.
Well, he was like, well, what's the problem? Why you can't tell him? So I politely just terminated that call, because I already knew where I was going in a minute, and he kept on talking to me all kinds of
See,
all
and
kinds
that's
of crazy.
With you knowing your state laws too.
Yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know your state laws, because anybody would
They'll try you. Yeah,
They'll
yeah,
try it.
yeah.
You just pay attention. If you
Mhm.
know you feel uneasy because that little bit of money is not worth you down the road.
Yeah.
Because they will try it. They'll ask you to change a venue.
I said I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh.
However, just keep in mind, you have the same issues with some signers with traditional notary.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you definitely have to know your laws, but you have the same issues. People will try to do stuff that they know they shouldn't. So good for you. You stood your ground.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do y'all ever
ma'am.
come across, I have a question actually. Do y'all ever come across signers, both mobile and online, that although they know what they're signing, what am I trying to say? They know what they're signing, but sometimes they'll come up with a document that has the word, it requires a witness. But in some states that form, because sometimes it can be generic. It comes from a law
Right.
office or something, and it's generic, and you don't need a witness. But then they'll come to you, and with your laws, you have to ask them, correct? That, hey, I see that this document has a signature line for a witness. Were you instructed to have a witness? Do you need a witness? And then I get this line, I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah.
And I say, wait a minute. So as a notary, so I have to go through the whole spiel of, as a notary public, I can't
To
instruct
not,
you as to
right.
exactly. And so I come across where a lot of people need instructions with their documents as far as, don't I sign, don't I, they just have questions about their documents. And I'm just saying to myself, you're coming to a notary, and I know we are professionals. However, I don't have
That's
the
not our
instructions
job.
regarding your documents. So it kind of behooves me sometimes I'm astonished really to come across so many signers that receive documents even from their attorneys,
And
from
don't know what it
theirs,
is.
and just not aware of what, not aware of, not that they don't know what the document is. It's just more of, well, do you think I need a signer? Or well, do you think I need to sign here? Or because there'll be spaces in between the, doc in that document, and there could be just a simple signature line, but I can't instruct you to sign that signature line. I can instruct you to sign the signature line down here, but there's one up here. And if you wasn't, okay, yeah, you definitely want to go back to wherever you got this form from and get, more clarity on what needs to be done. But that just, in this industry, that is definitely a learning that just I wasn't aware of. Just that was very interesting. It's like if I'm about to sign something of anything, I'm going to read it. I'm going
Exactly.
to know what I'm signing for sure before I get someone else to before I notarize it. But okay, that was just a side thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna we have three comments in the chat, and then Dantrell has his hand raised.
Okay.
Kim C, how many notaries you do in that 8 hours?
So in that 8 hours, okay. Oh yeah, in that 8 hours, oh, let's see. I've done about, okay, on that particular day, I had 3 of my own, right, independently. And then 15 in that 8 hours.
Okay.
So it's not a shocking number like 30 or 40. No.
No, 15 was shocking to me.
Oh yeah? Okay. Yeah, in that 8 hours, it's around 15.
Okay. Avis White, do you tag the docs? It wore me out on the practice sessions on One Notary, just trying to work with the tiny spaces on certain docs. I'm hoping it gets better once I get used to it.
So you're tagging? That means so we're talking about a loan packet?
Miss Avis?
If you're tagging documents, sounds like a loan packet. And honestly, y'all, I'm glad
It was an outside, it was a quit claim deed, and because I'm also here in Texas, but the documents came to me from Ohio. So it was a quick claim deed, and it was a power of attorney. Okay.
Okay.
And the lines on the documents, because it came from Butler County, Ohio, and the lines on the document was so small, and it was very difficult for me to work within the parameters of the lines in order to tag it so that the signer could, digitally sign it. It was extremely frustrating, and that session took about an hour and 10 minutes. Online, I was wore out, and it was just simply the formatting of the document, because trying to get, the signature blocks in, tagging them, it was awful. It was extremely awful. And I know that's something that we don't have any control over, because the documents come to us as they come. And that's, and that's that. But it was extremely frustrating. And I had put it down for a second, but I'm back on it now, because I'm not afraid of anything. But that just kind of rattled me for a minute, because you got the person on the other end who is waiting, and you're sitting there and you're struggling, with the document, in and of itself, because the lines were just so small. I mean, it had to be maybe 0.5 or something like that, but the lines were so jammed up together that it was very difficult to get the the signature blocks in and whatnot. My notary block was fine, but getting the date, and other things of that nature, because it was just a blank document. Of course, nothing was filled in, and just fooling with the formatting of that document just really threw me. It really did.
It burned you out for a bit.
Yeah.
That's one thing to be expected, though. In this working with technology again.
Yes. So just gonna have to be patient and just work it. I'm just gonna have to work.
Yes. Speaking of patience, you have to be a person that genuinely have a great amount of patience inside of you.
Yeah.
Because if not, it can burn you out really quickly. So but that's what I do. I work with commitment and dedication. So that's what keeps me in it. And then ultimately, I know that I'm serving a need, and I always remain in that place of servitude. I like to serve. I like to help. I even like to problem solve, and I think that's why I haven't left either, because there's a problem. If a problem arises, I immediately tap in to try to solve it too. So yeah, I agree. Definitely have to have a great amount of patience. For sure.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Chantel Coleman. Does the platform require you to personally notarize X amount before they will send you clients?
There are platforms that way. That's all I can say.
Boy, you playing it real safe today, aren't you?
No, that's the truth. I love someone else speak up. No, it's the truth. There are platforms that way that does require you to bring so many clients of yours to that platform before they allow you to sign for their clients.
Okay.
That makes sense? Yeah. So there is one platform actually that does require that you would have at least notarized 50 documents on their platform before they'll allow
Miss
you
White.
What? Before they allow
she put in the chat.
No, she did. She put in the chat.
Well, for the people that watch it on the replay, because they don't see the chat, Miss White put, I ain't scared. One Notary is one of those platforms.
Yep. Wow.
Okay, we have Tashara is asking for your email address.
Oh yes. So the address is T.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. Hold on.
Oh, okay. T.L.
Okay,
Jackson. Okay.
I'm ready.
Oh, you got it. T.L. Jackson at digitalinknotary.com. Yeah. What is your email? Do you text docs?
Is that right?
I don't see it. There we go.
Oh,
Yep.
I hadn't hit enter yet. That's why you didn't see it.
Yeah, I heard you. Okay. See, digital. Yes, that is it.
Awesome. Okay. Miss Faith said everything in Ohio is difficult. And then Dentrell, you had your hand up again.
Oh yes, that was back when y'all were talking about the helping people.
Don't do that. Just to ask your question.
With technology, y'all were talking about technology.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all were talking about helping people with technology, and I was just y'all already hit the nail on the head when y'all were saying that it takes a certain level of patience to deal with that type of thing, because not everybody is savvy through technology. Especially with things changing all the time. You can miss something in a blink of an eye, and I think it just goes to like asking the right questions and knowing, really just like you mentioned, that having that service mentality. If they're you're gonna do the work, then you just follow through with it. And at the end of it, it feels good. I haven't done a remote online notarization myself, but I used to work in customer service, just helping people that may be a little bit older, and it feels good too. Sometimes you have a conversation with somebody and spark a conversation with them, and it makes a part of your day, and it's something to carry on with you. So that's all I wanted to say.
Great statement. Great point.
I want to know. I want to know why you beat up on the old folks.
Who?
Dontrell said a little older. He said there's
not necessarily older people, but people that aren't on the internet all the time. They have other things to do.
Dontrell, I'm on the internet all the time. I won't touch remote online notarization any way, any form, any shape.
Yeah.
But I'm not in it for the long haul. And that's why I'm saying I'm not going to do any remote online notarization. But for those of you who intend to be in it for the long haul, you need to grab on now to some platform, find out what it's about, learn how to do it, because it's the way of the world.
Right. And then also, speaking of getting on now, because it really is somewhat, and it's still in its beginning stages. I only say that because although remote online notary has been around since 2012, of course, a lot of states didn't recognize it until last year, right?
COVID.
Exactly. And so you're in the beginning of it. And so I'm willing to ride it until it really, really, really catches on. It's catched on, but of course not a lot of people. I mean, I'm still educating. I get people to reach out to me asking what is this online notary? And then after I explain, they still prefer mobile. So some people just are not that comfortable yet, but yeah, so I'm educating quite a bit when people reach out to me asking what is it. But I do say definitely whenever there's something new, hop in it and ride it until that big wave come in. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm committed to stay until that big wave come in, until a lot of more states sign on to it, and then more people become educated about it. Because I do know that in the pandemic, actually, a lot of notary businesses boomed like crazy because they were already prepared and set to go online, and people still did notarizations, even when everything was shut down, still needed notarizations. And then that's when people saw, and I do see a lady in here by the name of Takesha Robinson. I saw her on the summit. She spoke on today's summit, and her business grew by more than 100%, she said. So Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I say hop on it as when you can. And there's no startup fee. I'm trying to think, is there a startup fee? Really, like a startup business fee in this? I'm trying to think. If you don't have you definitely want to get a good computer where that the platforms can operate on, because you're going to need and you're going to need a nice size hard drive, because you don't want to rely on the platforms to keep your electronic notarizations, right? Because you definitely want to I download or I export all of my electronic journals from these platforms twice a month onto my own personal hard drive. You definitely want to do that, because, and I learned from, and I have this book. Can y'all see that? I actually learned from this book, Professor Closen, how he, oh, there you go. Yeah, I keep it right, but yeah. And he mentioned how, he wrote this book before remote online was just like a talk, but he knew it was going to eventually come. And he mentions that too,
Someone's asking for you to show the book again.
Oh, yeah. Or
Notary best practices.
Yeah, this is definitely it's like a primer almost. They'll tell you, get a Texas primer, which has all the basic, laws in it, right? Because I don't have one and I can't find one. Can someone tell me where to find a Texas primer? Someone says Amazon, but apparently the
NNA website has them. NNA,
Okay. NNA website. But I definitely tell you, the Notary Best Practices book is full of so much common sense at that. It is. And then I feel that it's a trusted piece of material, because he's been a part of so many notary public lawsuits, being an expert witness in so many notary public lawsuits, that I said, apparently he got to know he apparently knows what he's talking about to be a part of so many lawsuits that he's had to be a part of. So, yeah.
Well, I did a book club with notary nerds. My daughter tells me, well, she calls me a nerd. And then when I told her that I was in a book club, a notary book club, and we did Professor Clausen's book in the book club, well, she really just shook her head and called me a nerd. That's okay. It's a great book.
But that's a notary. It's a notary book club?
Yes, child. Yes. Can you imagine? Like all they do is read notary books? What? Then she's gonna say you want to join? No, thank you. No.
We just got finished reading Think and Grow Rich, so it's not all notary books.
But it's education. It's education.
It's not all notary books.
Got it. Okay, I can do that. Educational books. I read only books to educate. I like that. I'm like, and that's the part of the notary nerds.
Notary nerds.
Okay.
You want to join now, right?
I like to read. I wasn't going to join if it was just purely notary books, but now that I know it's educational books, oh yeah, I'll definitely hop in. Definitely. Outside of everything else that I do.
Monica Wilder is the owner of that of Notary Nerd. She runs that, and she also has a signing service, and she does a lot of good stuff. She's awesome.
All right. Thank you to Shara. I saw that you added the link to the Notary Primer, Texas Notary Primer. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, so I hope that the pros and cons that I've shared, I actually have a little bit more, but we covered it, pretty much all of it actually.
That was amazing. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on. Like this was really good.
I appreciate you having me just to share my experience. I greatly appreciate it.
Will you come back again?
Yes, for sure. For sure, without hesitation, I will clear my schedule. Let me know, of course, in advance, but I will clear my schedule. But I do have a couple of takeaways or just tips before we leave, and that is, as a remote online notary, you know, you definitely want to be a part of multiple platforms. I only say that because sometimes there are system glitches where a platform will not be working that day for some reason. Right at the very time of your appointment, it just goes kaput. So you definitely want to be a part of another platform where you could just immediately take your client from that platform onto the next one. That's definitely a huge, huge tip, and I think advice to take away from. And then also, yeah, you definitely got to be familiar with your platforms, and that goes back to why I am not a part of 5, 6, or 7 of them that I know some notaries are, and that is because each platform has their own layout, their formats, and to retain, you know, the format of every platform out there, it's overwhelming for me. So with the 2 to 3 platforms that I'm a part of, it's work for me to have just 2 or 3.
Right.
And I can, you know, when I do take my client from one platform to the next, I still know how to operate it without hesitation. It's to make that notarial ceremony or notarial act a smooth transaction, right? Because there's nothing worse when you have a client with you, or you know, that you're about to work for or with, and you get on that platform and you're fumbling, trying to figure out, you know, where do I apply, you know, how do I get my stamp, and how do I drag it over to the document? How do I drag? Yeah, that's going to look very unprofessional. Yeah, and they probably won't come back to you. So it is best to have various platforms, but don't, you know, overdo it to where you don't know what you're doing. So that's that's my only takeaway, actually. My last and only takeaway. And then just to add my motto again, your business is your business. Operate it the way you see fit.
Awesome. One more question before we close out, because I know you had something you wanted to share. What type of computer you recommend, PC or Apple, and the memory needed?
So I definitely recommend not an Apple. Not I'm not I'm not trying to bash Apple at all, but these platforms are way or more friendly with the Microsoft devices. They just are. Even and I've even noticed that where people are having issues with their printers, you know, with Apple products and a printer. So just to eliminate that all, I personally feel it's best to have a Microsoft PC, laptop, or PC. I do know, speaking of devices, I know there are some people, there have been questions asking, can I do a remote online notary on a tablet? And although it can be done, I actually tell my clients, if, you know, to please have a PC or a laptop. To have a smooth transaction, it is best to have either one of those devices versus a phone or a tablet. And again, speaking of platforms, they're all not tablet and phone friendly, but they're definitely PC and, you know, PC or laptop friendly. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've always been on Microsoft, I haven't had any issues on my side regarding my devices. It's always been whatever issue there has been is because of their system, their platform. But I have come across several, you know, different people with Mac devices that are having big issues with working on their platforms that had to actually invest in a Microsoft PC. I mean, it's his business expense, so
right.
That's what I'll do it. And then as far as my hard drive, I actually have an external hard drive, and right now it's a 2 terabyte. And so with that, I'm able to save at least, I believe, a year and a half of video footage of my signings, as well as keep a log of because I do export all of my electronic journals. Those 2 terabytes should carry me over for at least a year and a half for what I've calculated. But I do prefer an external hard drive versus saving everything on my computer.
All right.
Any other questions?
Nope. Denzel, did you just raise your hand?
I did.
Okay.
I meant to, yeah. I was wondering what type of like external hard drive do you use? I mean, like where you find it, or like how many terabytes?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah. So I have the brand for me is Seagate. And yeah, it's just a great reputable brand. And the external hard drive can be found at any electronics store. I personally would shop around because those run about 120, 125. But you know what? As time go along, they're getting cheaper actually. Even terabytes are getting cheaper. So yeah, just shop around. And if you find one for
Terabytes
under,
did you need?
go ahead.
So how many terabytes? I mean, I would say, would you? Of course, you want to think about holding that information for quite some time, right? If you are going to hold it on a hard drive. So, I mean, how many terabytes? Let's just say, do you have?
I have two. I have 2 whole terabytes, and from my calculation, it should carry me. I should not have to replace it buy another one for a year and a half. I shouldn't. Yeah. But now, terabytes now, memory, because we're talking about memory. I don't know if you guys are aware. We're talking about memory. And so memory, now you can find the largest memory I've seen in an external hard drive. It's just a small block, no bigger than the size of my phone. And those you can find 10, 12 terabytes now. Just imagine that can carry you for at least 5 years. And I know with Notary, Texas alone requires that you hold it for, am I right, 7 years or 3? I don't know. Anybody know what Texas law requires, the length of time that you have to hold your?
I don't think there isn't a written time, I don't believe, but I can guarantee you it's more than 7. As I'm looking for, guess what I'm looking around for? My primer. But I keep my journals forever.
Okay, yeah, that's what I plan on doing for sure. Just keeping mine forever. I won't destroy anything. Just have it locked up, and move over to the next one.
Yeah, I don't think it really gives us a time.
Okay.
But you guys keep talking there for a minute and I will find out.
Okay. So is everyone familiar with how to get to the Texas State Secretary of State website? I only say that because I've taken the advice of those that's been in the industry for a very long time, just in general notary work. And that's one of the first tips they've said, to bookmark, go to the Texas State Secretary of State website and then bookmark it, so that you can just go to your internet and it'll be a quick mark, a quick find for you, versus, because with Texas, with the Texas State Secretary of State website, that's where all your laws and your statutes are, right? So I've learned to definitely, it has helped to bookmark their website. And so when I need to quickly go and, get some information, I don't have to sit there and type in Texas Secretary of State. I just go to that particular quick bookmark and I can find what I'm looking for. So boy, this Tashara is on it. She's provided information regarding the Seagate terabyte portable. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. A portable external hard drive. Oh, and Dantrell, yeah, he's on it. Thank you, guys. Yeah. And he provided the Secretary of State. Is that Texas? That's Texas, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
State. Okay. Thank you, Dantrell. And Tashara got it too. Thank you.
3 years. Texas requires.
I got it incorrect. I want to be fully transparent that Tashara, she did that.
Tashara got it.
Texas requires traditional journal records be kept for 3 years, or for the term of the commission in which the notarization occurred, whichever is longer. I thought it was longer than 3 years. Now, I picked up my primer to look it up, Then I said, that's take too long. So I went to Google.
Yeah.
But I will keep mine forever. I won't throw them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Those primers are good for when you're on the go. That's what I've learned. You're on the go, and that's basically law with you as well, out and about. So yeah, those.
But for those of you who want, this is what the primer looks. Texas primer anyway. This is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's a little bitty book, but it's got your most important Texas laws in it.
Oh, Ava shared that regarding her Toshiba. Oh, she has a Toshiba external hard drive for 1 terabyte. Lollipop paid under $50 for your 1 terabyte. That was a great deal. Lollipop, that's a great deal.
I like the name.
Lollipop. Yeah, it's fun. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah. Yeah,
I think Avis, you asked me why I would not do any remote online notarization. Somewhere I saw that somewhere. Was that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I don't choose to. I am retired. I do everything part-time.
Okay.
And when I have computer issues myself, I'm gonna tell you a story, and then you will say you're right not to do any remote online notarizations. I had printer problems. This is about 6 months ago. I called HP for them to help me. I was on the phone with HP for 3 hours or longer, and they were trying their best to help me. They just couldn't. They kept transferring me and transferring me. I hung up. I was so frustrated with them because they couldn't tell me how to fix my computer, how to fix my printer.
Mm-hmm.
And that evening I was telling my grandson how frustrated I was with HP for not being able to help me. He said, Granny, is it plugged in?
No.
Not plugged in.
I had unplugged everything because they were doing floors in my house.
Okay.
I unplugged them myself, and I just knew I could reconnect them. Yeah, I kind of forgot.
She was mad at HP.
Oh, I was talking real bad about HP. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We do not want me to do remote online notarization. However,
you know what? I'm almost there with you, especially after fooling with that document for an hour, and it was just giving me great angst. So I'm kind of on the fence with you. I'm gonna give it a whirl, but I got some other stuff going on too. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a whirl though.
You're already in it. You started it, so you may as well you may as well finish it. But see, I knew I did not want to start it.
Okay.
But here again, if you intend to be in this business for any length of time, you need to embrace technology, because if that's the way you're going to survive. For me, I plan to do this maybe for another 3-4 years.
Okay.
You know, I'm almost 70, so I'm kind of old, but there will still,
when that was coming. I'm an old lady.
There's still enough business out here that will remain traditional. For instance, take reverse mortgages. That's my favorite. Gotten by people my age.
Yes.
They ain't trying to do that online.
That's right. I love reverse mortgages. Love them. Love them. I'll take them over anything. Yes.
Cash outs. Those are going to be around for a while before they go electronic. Mm-hmm. So 3 to 5 years, I'm going to say y'all can have it. But if you're going to do it, I encourage everybody. And I love the fact that Tamar. Okay. I thank you so much. The fact that she was willing to come on here and talk to us, talk to you guys, tell you, yeah, you can do it, These are the pitfalls. These are the things that you need to watch out for. So what she's given you is information that can help you step around some of the landmines that are in this business. She's told you, don't try to go do 5, 6 different platforms. From what I understand, it's expensive to do so. But even before you go to do 2 or 3, master one first. So when you select that platform, select wisely.
Yes, that's true. It's true. And a minimum master at least 2 of them. master at least two platforms for sure. Yes.
And you said that Keisha was in the summit with you today?
Takesha, she was on the panel.
Oh, she was.
Takesha Robinson.
Where are you? Did she leave us?
Here. Can you unmute right quick? Yeah, so she dropped some gems for sure. With a matter of fact, yeah, she was one of the businesses that, you know, took off during the pandemic because she was already ready and prepared for it, right? And
she left us. Oh no, there she is.
She's still there.
You gotta unmute
She just
yourself.
don't want to talk to you.
I guess not.
Yes, she does. Keisha, you want to talk to me, don't you?
But yeah,
yes, ma'am. I was trying to move to a more quieter spot in my house, so it's been a long day. Hasn't been one today.
But you know, and I appreciate that both you guys had a long day, but you're on here with us tonight. So I'm going to ask you as well. It's like if you and Tamar could just kind of team up and come on and talk to us some more about this e-notary stuff. That would be awesome. Would you be willing to do that for us?
Yes, I would, definitely. And I'm in Virginia, so I guess I can give a Virginia perspective.
Exactly, because I saw a couple people on here tonight who are from Virginia. So if you guys are willing to do that, Tamika will reach out to you and figure out what your schedule is and get you on our schedule, because you know, Keisha, we do this we have nuggets every Wednesday. It's something different. But more and more, this electronic notarization is coming to the forefront, and people need to know and people need to understand. And you know, you bring people in from your group to hear what you guys are going to give us. You guys, Keisha has Quick Find Notary.
You got it.
Facebook page. Her Facebook page is one of the Facebook pages that I encourage all of the people who attend my classes. It's one of the groups that I encourage them to join, because she has a good group where nobody beats you up and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do a great job.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she does.
All right, ladies, this has been wonderful, but we are at 8:33. Okay.
Oh,
Miss Tamar, you said you had some gifts for some people.
I do, yeah. So I definitely want
pick me.
Well, the way it is done is going to be by email, of course. You have to reach out to me by email, and it's going to be a trivia question, actually. The first person to answer. It's about my life, though. It's regarding some information that was shared in the beginning of the introduction. So the very first question, I guess I'll go ahead and ask the question now. You can shoot me the email with the answer. The first to do it, you'll receive by your choice a Amazon gift card or a Target gift card, and it's just to support your small business. So the very first question is, if you can name, provide the name of the pet that we own. And that's the first question. And then the second question is, provide the amount of years that I have been a pharmacy technician. So the first person to answer the first one, So please don't try to answer both in one, because I have to just choose one answer, and then if you're the winner, I'll let you know. And I'll definitely get those e-cards to you tonight as well. So that's it. I can repeat the question again. The very first question is to provide the name of the pet that we own. And the second question is provide the amount of years that I have been a pharmacy technician.
I know the answer. I remember both of those.
I do too. And I'm putting the her email back in the chat so you don't have to scroll up for it.
And if y'all call me, if you don't remember, I'll cheat with you. I'll tell you what the
Oh,
answers are.
don't do that. Let me tell you why I gave those trivia questions. It's because I personally don't, I sometimes don't retain the information that's at the beginning, or that's in the introduction or the bio of the person, unless I actually read it. So I actually have forced myself, when I do get on other Zooms of other people that are speaking, to retain, at least to try to retain some of that information that's in their bio. That's all. So yeah, that's why I had those trivia questions. And I hope this helps your business. The gift that you will receive helps your business.
It was awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys so much again. I greatly appreciate you allowing and giving me this opportunity to share my experience. I hope it really helped at least someone to, as Ms. Liz said, to avoid some of the pitfalls, or to just even brace and prepare yourself for those pitfalls that will come, that you will possibly have because of technology. But please don't allow Ron to deter you from joining, because it is very profitable, especially if you have a servant's heart. It's profitable on the end too, because you are helping someone with their notarial needs. Yeah, so that's
Your
it.
delivery tonight, your servitude, attitude, behavior definitely came through tonight.
It does.
Oh.
And I gotta tell you, this is the first time we've gone over that 8 o'clock, and Tamika wasn't complaining.
Oh, really? Wow.
Girl, usually she would be blowing my phone up. I need you to stop talking. I need this. I don't know. Hey.
Okay, two reasons. Okay. Two reasons. One, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And the second is I already ate dinner, so I'm good.
I love your transparency. Oh my goodness.
I cooked before.
Yeah. Smart lady.
Okay. All right. So
thank you all. Thank you all who joined us this evening. It will be on the YouTube tomorrow. I'll download it and put it on the YouTube. I also tomorrow will send you everyone that joined, because we had about 100 people that signed up. So you will have access to their email. So if you feel like reaching out to them, you can. You don't have to, but we offer that because you did come on. Again, like I said earlier, if you are interested in being a loan signing agent or notary public, get in a class. Okay, we offer classes monthly. And like Liz said, if you don't want to do our class, you're not going to hurt our feelings. We know we extra, but that's what makes us different. But get in someone's class because you want to be out there doing it right. Okay, so y'all have a good evening.
And I want you in my class.
Well, of course we want everybody, but with us two together, we're a lot. We're a lot. So good evening, everyone, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.
I love that lollipop name.
Yeah, I do too.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.